Hello everyone, today I'll be talking about an MCQ which was asked in Aiims 2019 PG exam. MCQ was that laser iridotomy or the laser peripheral iridotomy is done in what condition? And the answer for that question was primary angle closure glaucoma. So what is laser peripheral iridotomy? See, it has got three words. First is laser, second is peripheral, and third is iridotomy. So what laser is used? That is Nd:YAG laser, which has got a wavelength of 532 nanometers. It has got a photo-disruptive effect. See, it has got a photo-disruptive effect, or in some cases, argon laser is used. The preferred choice is the Nd:YAG laser. Peripheral means it is on the outer one-third of iris. Like if we see, this is the iris, this is the pupil. So it is in the outer one-third of iris. There it is. It is in the outer one-third of iris. And iridotomy means that a hole is made in the peripheral iris. Right? That is, a hole is made. Otomy means creating a hole. Okay, so a hole is made in the peripheral iris. Now coming on to the indications of laser peripheral iridotomy. The first is the acute primary angle closure. Second is a contralateral eye in acute primary angle closure, primary angle closure suspect, primary angle closure, and primary angle closure glaucoma. Very rarely in few cases of secondary angle closure glaucoma with pupillary block, laser peripheral iridotomy can be done. See, now talking about where the aqueous humor is formed and how it moves is, I'll take this. See, these are the ciliary processes. This part here are the ciliary processes. Aqueous humor is made. It moves from the pupillary area, it goes into the anterior chamber, and from here it drains by the trabecular meshwork. So this is the pathway. So, but what happens in angle closure or what happens in pupillary block? There's a condition called as terminology that we call as a pupillary block. What happens is that this part of the iris, it comes in contact with the lens. So what happens is there is accumulation of the aqueous humor in the posterior chamber. Now there is a bulging. There is a bulging of the iris, right? This is the bulging of the iris. And now this bulging of the iris causes a transient touch of the iris to the cornea, right? So what happens is whatever aqueous humor is here, that is also not being drained, and there is continuous synthesis of aqueous humor through the ciliary processes. So there is sort of stagnation of the aqueous humor in the anterior segment of the eye, and this cause increase in the IOP and the resultant symptoms. There is increase in the IOP and causing the resultant symptoms. So what we do in the laser, we basically create a hole. As you can see, this is a hole. Through a laser we create a hole. So the aqueous which is not being able to drain from this part, finds an alternate pathway through which it drains, and then it finally goes through the trabecular meshwork and then into the Schlemm's canal. Now this is how iridotomy looks like. It is in the peripheral part. It should be preferably from the 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, right? So why it is in the should be in from 11 to 1 o'clock? Because that part of the iris is being covered by the lid, so there is less chances of or negligible chances of monocular diplopia, right? And also that is cosmetically acceptable to the patient. This is also a color diagram. We give a laser in the peripheral part of the iris. We create a pathway, and the aqueous humor which is being formed here, it can move into the anterior chamber, and then through the trabecular meshwork it goes out. Okay.